Hi everyone, my name is proofSzilko, welcome back to my channel. After so many requests from you guys, I'm gonna do an updated settings video today, where I will go through all my settings and explain my decisions regarding the specific values. I've been using most of these settings for a while now, and I've been extremely successful with them so far. These settings will be applicable for PUBG on PS4 and Xbox as well. So even though the footages were recorded on my PS4 Pro, if you're an Xbox player, you can still feel free to use them. So I really hope that I can keep the tradition and give you the best settings possible, which will help you to be better at PUBG on Xbox and PS4 Pro. But before we start, I want to say thank you very much for the support on my last live stream. I want to welcome all the new subscribers, and a special thanks to Goran Klic, Bratz Gaming and Jacob Mason for their kind donations. And I want to welcome Goran Klic, since he is the second member of my channel. So thank you very much guys for the support, and without any further ado, let's get into the details. So I've been using these settings for a while now, as I already said. And the footage you will see in the background is my highlights from a one-man squad session. I like to jump into a one-man squad mode before streaming or recording, because in my opinion this is one of the best ways to get myself warmed up. And as you will see it in the footage, with these settings you can basically do anything you want to, but of course this is not mandatory to use. These are just my settings, and since many of you requested, I wanted to do an updated video about my settings to let you guys know what I use currently. And for those of you who are just here to see my settings without any explanation, just click on the timestamp in the description and you will see all my settings together. Alright, so with that being said, let's get into the settings. I use controller type B because it makes it much more faster to go ADS, and these fraction of seconds can easily save your life in most of the cases. So I recommend to all of you to use type B. My right and left sticks dead zone are both on 8. The reason of that is that if I use any other value lower than 8, my controller will drift. But if you don't have this problem, you can set the dead zone lower than 8 and you'll be good to go. My vibration is off. Half of my kills are from longer and mid ranges, therefore I cannot allow myself to have a vibrating controller in my hands if I want to hit precision shots. Alright, so let's move on to the sensitivity. My forward running sensitivity is on 10. This is a really convenient value if you want to run or parachute forward. My movement is on 7 and the vertical multiplier is on 86%. And the reason behind that is, in my opinion, if you want to aim from an enemy's torso to its head, you have to have a lower sensitivity to be able to nail those headshots. And before we move on to all the sensitivity settings, I have to say it again, consistency is key. So as you will see it, all my settings are on 7 because it makes it much more easier for your muscle memory to develop if you're running, aiming and driving with the same speed. Therefore my general sensitivity, together with vehicle driver and over the shoulder aiming sensitivity, are all on 7, and the aim acceleration is turned on and set to 4. But your aim acceleration won't kick off until you reach a specific angle with your stick. So at the smaller movements, you won't see any aim acceleration at all. But if you want to track a moving target, aim acceleration can be really useful. Alright, so moving on to ADS. As I already mentioned, consistency is key. So the 1x optic, together with the 2x and 3x scopes, are all on 7, just as my movement and aiming sensitivity. And the 4, 6 and 8x scopes are on 5. And there's a bug with the 15x scope. So after the first ADS, I have a much lower aiming sensitivity, so I set it on 20 because it helps targeting enemies in extreme ranges. Alright, so moving on to UI. Key feed is on graphic. It makes it much more easier to understand your surroundings if your key feed is on graphic, which is extremely useful at the end games. I didn't touch the colorblind mode, but if you want to, you can set it to any other values and you have purple and blue colored blood. But I like the more realistic look, so I just stick with the normal one. My crosshair color is on custom and set to the following values. With these values I get a red crosshair, which in my opinion is the best possible color, which will stick out from the environment. So try to play with the colors and see what you prefer the most. The TPP aim camera position is the latest peak shoulder. If you peek again, you will use the same shoulder, which is really useful in my opinion. I changed the auto reloading. In my previous video it was set to on. In most of the times it was useful for me, but in some cases it was extremely annoying, so I just turned it off. Since I'm playing for a while now, my muscles already learned to reload as soon as I pick a weapon up or my clip is empty, so I just turn it off. the compass background is on. If you turn it on, you will have much better visibility on the compass, which makes it much more easier to call the enemies out. Alright, so the new features. All the default firing modes are set to full auto, and this was added with the new update. So from now on you no longer have to worry about setting your weapon to full auto mode as soon as you pick them up. But it's currently bugged, so before each play session you have to set them again. So I really hope they will fix it soon. But in the meantime you have to switch them back to full auto before each play session. And last but not least, the FOV slider is set to 103. Since I'm originally a first-person player, I like to switch back to first-person mode even though I play in third-person most of the times. And this value will increase your FOV significantly, which in my opinion helps with spotting the enemies. And even though if you're in first-person and if you look around, you will have a much wider angle. Alright guys, so that was all my settings. As I promised, I will show everything together for all the viewers who clicked on the timestamp. I really hope you found this video useful. If you did so, please don't forget to leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike, subscribe for more PUBG content like this if you're new here, and I see you in the next video. Bye!